They are in the Champ Select as well.
You in life.
Microphone muted. Sound muted.
The weak fear the shadows.
Fear controls them.
Sound
Yeah, as
resumed.
well. I'm Apollonia from Galaxy India, and today casting with me is.
Side. Hello, what's up, guys?
All right. So now that we have everything going, these matches are a best of 3, and the winner of these matches will go on to the league stage of the tournament. So looking here, Reaper, we see a Kane and Thresh ban from.
You can already see Thresh getting out of the game because of the fear that they have against MLG. He's a really good Thresh in bottom lane. He never misses his hook. Like 99% of the times I've seen him landing his hook.
Right.
So that's a really smart ban from Stormraiders.
Right. And the Morgana. So they have 2 bans directed to
Yeah.
support of them boys. Which player is the support of them boys?
OG Virtuoso, that's MLG.
OG's Virtuoso. All right, everyone,
Yeah.
let's have a look out for OG's Virtuoso having 2 target bans on him. And on the side of them boys, we have Nautilus, Javan, and Galio.
I had a conversation with him earlier today. He was like he has something in the bag, even though they take away his bans most of the time. So let's see what he's gonna pick right now.
Right, this is going to be very interesting. So here we have the first pick, the blind pick, and it is Stormraiders with the Braum pick here, Braum. So it looks like they're probably going for, how Braum can negate some damage with his wall, the AoE CC that will definitely help them out a lot in team fights. And in response, we see them boys with the Ramas and Lucian.
That's a pretty interesting combination.
Ramas and Lucian. I thought that they would pick the support against the Braum, like they would counter it that way, but it seems like they're grabbing that Ramas as though Stormraiders might have picked that.
I think what Dembos are trying to do is like they want Stormraiders to focus on banning more of the supports because he still has some champions which he hasn't shown yet. So like there's going to be a new support coming in, even though Stormraiders might be banning all of his supports. That's what they are trying to do.
Right, that's very, very interesting. And now we see Kaisa. It's going to be a Kaisa and Braum lane in the bot lane for Stormraiders. We are still unsure what the bot lane might be from them boys, but here is an Olaf pick. Do you think Olaf will be in the jungle or top lane?
I think it's definitely a jungle Olaf because and that Skarner, however, was a really weird one. I wasn't expecting Skarner to be in game because he's out of meta for a long while. But that would be pretty interesting to see Skarner instead of Olaf because of the team composition that we have right now.
Right, so Stormraiders is known for playing Skarner in the team comp?
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Oh no, I was asking you, but never mind about that.
But Skarner would really go well against the enemy team, in fact, because the way they draft is like Bishi goes to ham, so like they need someone to hold the other guy off. So Skarner would be really good at that with Braum along with it.
I see. So for all of you who don't know, Bishi is the top laner for Stormraiders. And now we can see the bot lane coming out from them boys. It is a Lucian and Nami lane against a Kaisa and Braum lane. So we'll talk about that later as we are coming into the second ban phase right now. The Zareth ban from Stormraiders and the Renekton ban on them boys.
The one pick from Bishi's been taken is Renekton.
I see. So we see the Renekton and Urgot ban directed to Bishi, the top laner of Stormraiders, and here comes the last ban of the second phase, and that is Trundle. So do you think this Trundle ban
yeah, that was for Polo, I think. Yeah.
That was for
plays
the
a lot of
top laner.
Trundle. Yeah. That
right.
no top laner, he's like one of the best Trundles I know in India, I think.
Yeah. I see. So now the first pick in the second phase is a Vladimir. So Vladimir could go mid or top. We have no idea about that. Is Olaf going in the jungle? Is Olaf going top? We have no clue as well.
I'm definitely sure that Olaf is gonna be jungle because I've never seen Bishi playing Olaf in top lane at all. Yeah. Give
And
it
we
to
see a
we can see
Riven.
women hovering over. I hope he locks it in.
I think that's going to be a Riven. And
Ah.
it's not. We got bamboozled. It was Sion.
I was really
So,
hoping to see Bishi playing Riven. I've like rarely seen him play that, so I didn't know. Like I was expecting something new out of Bishi, but Bishi's always gonna be do like all in champions as usual.
yes. And we see the mid laner. Am I going to pronounce this correct? Termi?
Yes, that's correct.
Termi might pick out that Silas. Silas is crazy overpowered at the moment. I'm
Yep.
kind of shocked that there isn't a bruiser top on the side of Storm Raiders, knowing that a lot of bruisers right now are making their mark in the game, such as Riven, you have Renekton, Urgot, Aatrox. All of them seem to be very, very strong and they pack a good punch during
Yeah,
team
but
fights. Yeah.
knowing this guy, I've played with him a lot. I know this guy even after picking Cyan, he's gonna play like a bruiser. He's not gonna play like a straight up tank.
Well, there is the Scion with the Titanic Hydra, the Stark's Gauge, and that
Yeah,
actually hurts a lot. And that is a Jax on the
Jack's
side
pick on
of
the
them
top.
boys. So Vladimir is in the mid lane. And the pick and ban phase is done. The teams will be loading up and we will be staying in the champion select. So I just want to have a little conversation about the overall team comps. Which team do you think has a better, well-rounded team comp from
So
your
I think
perspective?
Storm Raiders have a very good all-in comp. Like when they can engage fights really well.
Yes.
But on the side of them boys, I mean they have Nami ult and Vladimir ult to just like go back and like Lucian to like just do the damage when they are getting all in. But that really depends how it pulls off because it's crucial how like the Jax plays into the team fight and gets behind to get Kaisa deleted or maybe like just get over Silas and keep him away from the team fight because otherwise he's gonna delete Lucian and Nami when
Yes,
he
you
gets a
see,
chance.
yes. So we see that Nami is the one um champion on the side of them boys that has an AoE CC ulti.
Yeah,
Whereas the rest are, it doesn't quite have the same kind of CC control, which Silas from the side of Storm Raiders could steal it and just overall make
overall, yeah.
Storm Raiders team comp a lot stronger. But I'm excited to see what's gonna happen in the bot lane, the Brom and Kaisa picks against Nami and Lucian as well.
I think Storm Raider's gonna win in the bot lane and even the mid lane. I think Silas. I mean, I've personally played a lot of Silas into Vladimir, and it's pretty easy. Apart from like until level 2, but once you get level 3, you can easily trade against a Vladimir. You can just heal up from the heal he's taking from you. So it's a pretty
Yes.
easy matchup. It's just
Yeah.
I'm very worried about their jungle. I think Ramis is gonna do better than Olaf, not in terms of clearing, but in terms of ganks, of course. And top lane, I think Bishi might struggle a bit in the early levels, and even Jax, to be fair. But as late game goes, Jax is gonna overwhelm Cyan any day, I feel.
Yes. We cannot forget that Vladimir is still a very, very strong AP pick. There seems to be a good amount of balance of AP and AD coming from both teams. You never ever want to have one team that's just packed filled with AD. The opponents just build armor and it's going to be so hard to shred through them. So it looks good for both the teams right now. I'm excited to see how mid lane is going to play, considering that Silas is more of a melee range champion. But it's definitely going to be interesting. We are 1 minute into the spectator delay, and I would like to tell everyone thank you for watching this. This is the South Asia Champions Cup, sponsored by Global Esports Pantheon. They're a great esports platform, so check them out on their social media if you can. Right now, we are in the best of 3 matches, the knockout stage, and the winners will go on to the league stage tournament. And we're down to 30 seconds. And I'd just like to ask Reaper, is there anyone that you're most familiar with amongst both these teams?
Oh, I'm fairly familiar with all of them, except I mean, like, but the best I know of all is like Bishi, and on the other side, I know I mean, I know both of their top laners because I personally play a top lane as well. So
Right.
I'm hoping Kolo to win over Bishi right now. Like just because he has Jax over Sion, that's the only thing I want to see right now. It's just a personal pick, but overall, like I'm in this meta right now, I'm more interested to see Silas versus Vladimir because Silas is like one of my most favorite champions right now.
Oh, you like Silas since the release?
Yes, so it's like very easy, like in the sense like you get to steal all of their ults, so like that's the rush I get whenever I get to steal their ults and just kill them using their own ult on them. I get a really good rush, so that's like the best thing for me right now.
Right. I would also just like to add that we see Incarnation in the jungle here on the side of Storm Raiders. He used to teach me how to play Kha'Zix long back when I was still in Silver. That was many years ago. That's how I personally met Incarnation and actually found out that there was an Indian scene here. So since my move from Singapore here to India, I'm definitely looking forward to see if Incarnation still has it in him with this Olaf pick, which you don't really see that many Olafs in
That's
um
true.
the jungle right now in competitive. This is the first that I've seen that I've managed to
Uh,
catch, and I'm very, very excited about it.
Incarnation is one of a pretty good like junglers, like so he's gonna come up with a really good. I'm waiting to like see him because I've when I was relatively new in the league scene over here in Garena, that time I had barely seen him play, and then after that like I didn't see him around for a while, so I'm really interested to see like what he's gonna bring to the game right now.
Yeah, and another person, Roti, also in the jungle. We know that he has his uh den cafe called Roti's Den and everything.
Yeah,
He even has a team that represents Roti's Den, and this is, I guess, is his casual team with his buddies and friends. So this is going to be very interesting and very, very exciting. I am pumped for this.
also, if you guys didn't know, Storm Raiders were the first seed. That's why they got to select blue side over them. And even in the third game, they'll get to pick which side they want.
Right. So now we're in a little bit of a pause. There seems to be ping problems. If any of you are watching, this is the Singapore and Malaysian server that we're playing in, but we are from South Asia, which includes India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and so on. Sometimes we do face a bit of ping problems. You might see a lot of pausing in between the games, but not to worry. Me and Reaper are here to save the day and entertain you.
I don't feel there will be much entertainment so far because I'm really expected to see in the game. I'm pretty interested to see like what matchups they are gonna bring, where they're
Right.
gonna start, and especially I feel these teams are gonna invade, and I'm really hoping they do invade because that makes things pretty interesting rather than how normal game goes. I just hope they don't go too try hard and just go like on separate lanes and just stay very neutral. I want to see like action from the very first minute.
Right. So you want to see the aggressive players across the map.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
I really want to see that Cyan also going to the red buff if unguarded and just going dying to it, get the red buff, go to the top lane and then start laning again.
Right. That
That's
is
gonna
an alternative for B to start. It definitely will give him an edge and put the Ramas behind. Also knowing
behind,
that,
yeah. As
yeah,
well
I
as he'll
don't.
be able to bully Jax for the first few levels in the game.
Right. So we will have to wait for about a few minutes more and then we can get straight into it. So what do you think the start might be for both junglers? Might they start at the bottom side or the top side?
I
Oh,
feel Rammus is gonna start blue. Yeah, so both of them are gonna start on the blue side because Olaf usually has a better clear when he has the red buff. He doesn't really need mana to like I think clear.
right. I think both of them will start on the bottom side.
Yeah,
We're going to see which camps they clear first because, something very common is that junglers start by clearing the whole bottom side, all three camps, then they
yeah,
go on to their second buff, or sometimes they just go straight to their second buff and then they do the camps as
yeah.
and when they like. Yeah.
Ever since
So
the new patch, they don't have to fight for scuttles anymore, which is a good relief.
yeah, scuttles come out way much later into the game, and I hope to see that they will definitely have more aggressive action going on. And
Yeah,
right now
they're
we have
definitely
Storm
grouping up.
Raiders from the blue side, and them boys on the purple side. We see Storm Raiders trying to make a sneaky engage
Storm
into
Raiders is
the bush
planning to
of the
ignite.
river.
Yeah.
Are they going to attack?
Whereas them boys are pretty playing pretty safe. They are guarding every bush, and I, Prom has been spotted by Vladimir, and I think they're backing off. They know that they're gonna invade, so they want to play it really safe.
Exactly. So the overall elo of Storm Raiders is mostly plat and some diamond, and them boys is a range between gold and plat. But you know, when it comes to ranked fives, the most coordinated team and the team that CS the best usually wins. And honestly, I think it might be a close chance between both teams. What do you
Oh, it's
think?
gonna be a very good fight. We're gonna see a lot of good plays. It won't be easy for either team to like just have like go ham on each other. They have to like play it. See, like
And
we
Bishi had to flash to
can
safety
already
there.
see. Yeah.
Jax did the helicopter, and Bishi was like, "Not today," and he flashed out. So it looks like the red start won't happen for Bishi on the side of Storm Raiders. The Scion, he's just walking back to lane. He might cam in the tri-bush to try and get some damage off the Jax here as he helps Rotti. So it looks like Rotti has decided to start red instead, and we see a bit of action now across all lanes.
I think Ramos didn't want his red to be stolen away from Science, so he chose to start red instead of losing that. And
That's very good planning, yes.
yeah, Rishi
And we
ordered down with the flash, getting the lead in the lane.
and we see a little bit of harass in the top lane, both very, very known in the community. But of course, the better one will prevail and make his mark on this tournament, the
Stormraiders
South
are already
Asian
going
Cup.
aggressive in the bot lane right now. They have already gotten Lucian to 10% HP.
And that was actually a very risky move by Fireball and Virtuoso. So the junglers are still clearing all their camps. Not much is happening. But if you look at all the health bars, lane is doing a fair amount of work. You can see that Storm Raiders is overall and generally just more healthy. And one thing I want to point out is that them boys is running 2 teleports. Why do you think that? Why 2 teleports?
I think they want to do the 1-3-1, the standard 1-3-1 matchup where they can not let them group and this push because how Storm Raiders has a very good team fight potential. So they don't want that to happen, so they just want to keep 1-3-1 all day and like just push side lanes and just group up and do objectives and then just go back. They want to stay away from the fights as much as possible because 1-3-1 they can Jazz can really play against side. Oh, we can already see a first blood from Olaf in the top lane.
Exactly. That was a very good gank from Incarnation on Olaf into the lane of Vishis. And first blood to Storm Raiders. Noob top laner goes down from them boys.
It's pretty interesting because Noob top laner had his flash, Bishi didn't have his flash so far, but even though he turned it around pretty well, even he got his flash down in the gank and got first blood as well.
Yes, and we can see that the Silas is actually struggling a little bit against the Vladimir because of that range and heal advantage that Vladimir has. So Ramos took a back, and here is the action happening down in the bottom lane. Brom does the engage. They're fighting for their lives. The Ignite gets dropped onto the Nami. Nami actually has exhaust and did not use exhaust at all on the Kai'Sa.
Both of the supports are pretty low. As you can see, Olaf has a very better clear than Ramos so far. He's already invading in the red side jungle and is trying to take the Raptors. Decided to leave the mini Raptor so the Ramos doesn't have enough XP to level up before him. And we can see junglers in the top lane. Both of the junglers are in the top lane, not knowing what to do to help their top laners fight each other right now.
Yeah, so you see, you got what you wished for. Aggressive plays all across the map. Looking at the CS, all lanes seem pretty even, except Jax might be falling off for about almost a wave against the Scion. And hopefully, you know, he'll pick back up.
That's because of the first blood pressure that he got. Like he missed a lot of CS. I think he'll do fine after level 6. Right now, he just has to sit back and passive farm.
Right, so the teleport has been popped on Vladimir. Vladimir wouldn't be able to use the teleport advantage for the next 5 to 6 minutes. And
But
the
teleport cooldowns is that long right now? Is that?
Yeah, much longer.
I still remember it being 3 minutes. I'm glad I don't use teleports anymore. I'm the guy who never takes teleport even in the top lane.
Yeah, it is now. Vladimir's teleport is on a 342-second cooldown. He has some reduction from his runes and masteries. Looking here, Incarnation seems to be out farming Ramus, which is Roti in the jungle, which I think that is bound to happen, knowing that Olaf does have a pretty good clear speed as compared to Ramus.
He already jungle the Raptors as well, so he's a level behind. I think Olaf might be picked, and now they might be ending up fighting over the scuttle in the top lane, top side.
The topside river, and here comes Roti in like a power ball. The vision ward is dropped, and
Roti smited
Incarnation does not manage to get the scuttle. Roti gets it. Vladimir follows up, and not much happening there. But it looks like Sion is going in for the invade in the jungle, and here he is.
Oh, they're
He
planning to invade the red buff.
onto the Ramas, Q's stun, and
Oh,
Incarnation
this
with
Ramus
the
is
axe
good at
steal. Second kill goes to Stormraiders, and them boys just lost Rocky, their jungler, who's playing Ramus.
And his red buff as well.
Oh dear, the red buff.
It really sucks for a jungler to lose his red buff. More than a blue buff, it's like fine to lose a blue buff at once, but red buff is like...
Right, and here comes the 3-man dive at the top lane. Jax tries to stun them, dodges the attacks, but no, they're just too strong. I would like to point out that Bishi definitely held the tower aggro really well to make sure that his Olaf wouldn't take too much of a punch. Very well calculated tower
Silas
dive.
also left no chance. He used the Vladimir ulti on the Jax, so like Jax has no options to go out alive.
Exactly, and you know, when you're in the Hemoplague, Vladimir's ultimate, since Silas has stolen it from the Vladimir, it causes enemies to take 10% increased damage from all sources for 4 seconds. So you see that is definitely going to come in very, very handy when Silas steals it, or even for Vladimir and his team when it comes to team fights.
Rocky was trying to go to the blue
Steal
side
the red,
jungle.
but no. Poor Rocky, he tried to get the red. And the bubble goes onto Kaisa, an aggressive trade. The Q from Brom goes and tries to stack on Nami. Here comes the culling from Lucian, but
that
Kaisa
was a very
is
good
safe.
disengage from Lucian.
And Termi in with the Silas, Q to slow the Nami. They try to make an engage, but it doesn't
Silas
happen.
misses his chain of... Oh, that could have been a definite kill if Silas would have landed his chains, but he almost missed that.
Exactly. So a bit of aggressiveness coming in from the top lane, the Sion versus Jax. Sion is pounding Jax.
Jax is actually doing pretty well in CS compared, even though he's down 2 kills.
Exactly, yes, that's very interesting. Is Sion missing too much CS? Even with
I
that
guess
big
so.
lead?
I think Sion is missing CS, trying to poke the Jax out.
Yes, and Sion seems to be going for a more of a tank
use his
build.
ulti to the top river to go on to Ramus again. Ramus takes the scuttle, but Ramus dies in that process. Ramus is just getting hammed in the top side river. I think
Would you call it worth?
Sorry?
Would you call it worth?
That wasn't worth at all.
Exactly.
I think he should just stop playing around the top river and he should just like start ganking more. I haven't seen him gank. He was trying to gank top side once. After that, he just gave it up.
Yeah. And now it is 4 kills for the side of Stormraiders from India and 0 kills on the side of them boys also from India. So right now you
can't expect anything so far because Stormraiders has a thing of like going ahead in kills early game and then later on they really not able to execute their game plan further. And like in the mid game they're really working it out, like where to go, what to do. So we can't expect much so far.
Yes, indeed. And we see the dragon going over to the side of Stormraiders, and that is an infernal. The next dragon coming up will also be another infernal, and them boys will most definitely have to secure it.
It's going to be really good if Stormraiders are able to secure the Infinite Dragon, then I think this is gonna be in their bag. This game will be very easy for them to like trade up. They already have so much damage, and just gonna be amplify even more and more and more.
Yes, and one thing I would like to point out is that them boys have much more of a scaling composition because of the Jax and Vladimir pick, as opposed to more of the early mid game that Storm Raiders has.
Yeah, so like they're trying the late game meta, but I don't think like if they really have to control the objectives as well, otherwise they won't be able to do much.
And we see a solo kill. Tommy on to Sacred. I think that was a very good flash outplay there. The ignite stopped the healing on the Vladimir.
Like I said, Silas is
Very
gonna win the lane very easy.
Yes, and here comes Incarnation for a little bit of plates on that tower. Ramos is gonna hit that taunt.
Rot is
But
trying to taunt, but it's not gonna affect too much. I think Olaf still had his ulti, so he could have just walked away as well if it would be any case of getting too low.
yes, and Vladimir popping his teleport just as it's up. Back into the middle lane. Vladimir still seems to be CSing definitely much better. I'm actually shocked because Dem Boys has an overall elo that's much lower than Storm Raiders, and they seem to be keeping up or actually doing better in CS overall.
So the Stormraiders always try to play like ham, so they don't really focus much on CS.
Right, and we see Ramos going down at top, trying to do his red, didn't manage to get it. There was an engage in the bottom lane, and
They did get the Nami down along with the gang.
exactly, there's one kill for Kaisa. And here comes a fight in the jungle, and the red does not successfully go to the Jax. Here comes a dive.
Another dive in the bot lane. I think they're gonna secure the kill on Lucian. Kaisa secures the kill pretty well.
I
think
didn't.
personally, them like Stormraiders have taken over top side jungle as well as river completely.
Exactly, and this is the exact kind of jungle and map pressure dominance coming out from Incarnation. Hasn't played League in a long time, but you can still see, you know, the understanding of macro play coming out from the Olaf.
Once good, always good. Oh, you can
A
see
fight breaks out at bottom lane. Kaisa is low. She flashes to safety. She gets exhausted. Rom also tries to jump to safety. Top laner, noob top laner, trying to hit Sion back into his place. He's had enough of it.
Rom almost got out alive. That was really good. Samus wasn't able to execute his Q because of the minion wave over there, so that was really good as well.
This is a hectic game, so much action across all lanes, but 8 kills is still on the side of Storm Raiders. They have about an average of 4k gold above them boys.
It's really hard to focus. We're getting kills, actions in every lane. We focus on one lane and then we see other lane being killed, or the towers, the plating are being taken down, or some of the objectives are being taken down, or someone's fighting over the buffs.
This is very, very good for Storm Raiders. They have a good lead. Silas has completed an item. Looking at all the items from the side of Storm Raiders, everything seems to be, you know, more of the standard build. I just didn't expect Sion to actually go tank. But it looks like...
For a change, Bishi has gone tank from the start. That's really unusual from him, but I think he's playing for the team right now, so...
Yeah, so it's always
Danny's
different.
doing a really good job.
It's always different when you play for the team. So the next Inferno will be coming very, very soon. The next Inferno Dragon. The first Inferno has gone to Storm Raiders. And them boys is not having a good time, but you know, they're still holding out. They're still holding out. They have not lost a tower yet. So I'm excited to see which team gets the first tower.
They're under a lot of pressure right now, and as you can see, Ramus was trying to clear all the pings in his top side jungle. That was happening, like that was the reason he was being killed every time.
Yes, the Roti has definitely suffered a lot in the jungle, you know, getting invaded by both his counterpart Incarnation and his laners.
They already started the Infernal without any contest so far.
Yes, and the Inferno will most likely go to Storm Raiders as they already had a head start on it. So that is the second Inferno on Storm Raiders. Rotty is going to get engaged on by Termi. And you see the follow-up from the bot lane on them boys.
Silas has
And
stolen
Ramus
damage,
goes
guys.
down. Incarnation tries to flash out into safety. That's a very good...
That was a
very,
very good
very good
trade-off.
follow-up.
It really seemed like it was in the favor of Storm Raiders, but then them boys really played it all very well around, because I think Silas went all the way in without waiting for his team, and then Olaf was very confused what to do. He decided to go in as well, but then he got hammed as well.
Yes. That like you said, them boys actually had a much better follow-up, you know. The position of the map, fighting in the jungle, which is closer to the side of them boys. That was a hiccup by Storm Raiders. They didn't manage to... They didn't manage... Sorry. Did they actually kill the Ramas? Yes, they killed the Ramas. But,
Yeah, but
they
it was
also...
1-for-2 trade, and Bishi managed to secure the top lane tower. The first blood tower goes to Storm Raiders, and he just ults away after the tower because Ramus was in the lane. Ganked him off. They managed to secure the mid tower as well, along as we see. Storm Raiders is going ham in the game.
Yes, and them boys is hanging on for life. Now there is a 3k gold, or there is still a 4k gold difference. 2 kills on the side of them boys, but I don't think that balances out enough. The CS is looking pretty okay.
Both the kills
Towers
are on top
down.
lane and junglers who struggled a lot in the game.
2 towers are down.
Rift Herald has been popped in the mid lane.
Rift Herald now helps take the tier 2 tower down in the mid lane. Storm
There was
Raiders
so
has
much
this game
action
in
we
their
didn't
hand.
even see when the Rift Herald was being taken. Storm Raiders, give us a break, guys.
Storm Raiders is too quick. They get the dragons, they got the rift. Even us commentators didn't see the rift get taken down. Well, you wished for an aggressive game. And
This is way too
is what
aggressive
you
in my
get.
capacity right now.
So I was surprised that, honestly, I was surprised that Incarnation is actually playing so well. A total of 5 kill participation in the whole side of Storm Raiders. Since his return, he seems to be performing very well. And there is an engage here on the Scion. 3 people
Sion's
on
gonna
one.
be taken out.
A mistake from Bishi. Bad mistake, Bishi. That's the revenge. Ramus ain't happy. Goes back in with the Q. He does not like what Bishi has done to him the entire game, invading with Incarnation.
I expected they would give up the kill to Lucian, but Ramus ended up taking the kill. I think they're trying to funnel in the gold into Ramus, but I don't know how it's gonna work out. While Jack's trying to push the top tower, but Kaisa and Rom are coming back from the top river.
Is Jax gonna die? He puts the ward, he leaps and buck right over the wall. But here comes Incarnation and Crixus closing down on him. Crixus pulls the ulti.
Jax
Top laner
flashes
tries
in,
to
but
get the kill.
Kaisa beats him with the right.
And there's another fight. Rocky and Sacred trying to get the kill on Termi. Will the Silas live? No. Vladimir wants revenge. Pulls him to death and Rocky rolls straight onto Silas Tarkus. That is the revenge that I was talking about that Rocky wants to take. And here comes Bishi stealing the chickens from Rocky. Alright, so you see 1 kill for Storm Raiders in the last 30 seconds and 2 kills for them boys. They seem to be picking up when they're coming together as a team, which, you know, I wasn't sure if them boys was going to pull off very good team fight.
Yeah, we really expected it otherwise, but I think Storm Raiders was trying to play very solo game because they were really ahead, but Tam Boys took the chance and tried to punish them, and they're doing very well, and they managed to take the first tower as well in the mid lane.
Exactly. So 4 towers to Storm Raiders and 1 tower to them boys. This is the South Asia Champions Cup, guys. These teams did not come here to play. They are fighting for this. This lovely tournament was sponsored by Global Esports Pantheon. Check them out. It's a great esports platform. And today here, broadcasting is me. I'm Apollonia from Galaxy India, an all-female esports and lifestyle team. And with me here is Reaper.
I think they're gonna take the Mountain Dragon right now. It's gonna be spawning in a bit. See Silas clearing the pink ward in the Baron pit. Don't do that by yourself. You might get cheesed, bro.
And the next dragon is coming up. Looks like Storm Raiders has made their way to secure the Mountain Drake, which is going to be great for pushing towers.
Without
And
any contest as well.
yes, you see, them boys is trying to recollect themselves.
Stormraiders have managed to play really well, like around the objectives. Really impressed with the kind of play from them.
Yes, is it a super clean game by Storm Raiders? No, but they are still doing way better than the usual. And many of the matches that I've seen, you see this total sweeping, this total control. It's great, and you can see both teams, you know, they've gathered on the bot side trying to take the tier 2
Lucian managed
tower.
to take the tower meanwhile in the top side and is still pushing on the tier 2 while Stormraiders
Exactly, it's a 4v5. So here comes the engage from the Scion.
I think them boys are getting taken down without the Lucian.
Them boys is fighting for their life. The Jax tries to go in and stun, but sadly he is going to go down. The Lucian, the ADC from them boys, managed to push one tower, but at the cost of losing 2 towers and the inhibitor. 2 people are down from them boys, and that means 2 more kills for Storm Raiders. So I don't think that was the best decision.
Tower as well.
Yes, I don't think that was the best decision for them boys. They should have stuck as 5 and tried to fight Storm Raiders when they wanted to get aggressive and possibly cocky under the tower. They definitely would need that extra tower damage. Not the best trade. Baron is up and they've got their bottom inhib down. Baron
And they
is
really
up.
made good use of that Mountain Dragon. The moment they got it, they were like, let's just go bot. When they saw the Lucian on top and managed to saw the inhibitor.
Exactly. Yes, and I see one of our viewers likes the Rammer skin. That is indeed the football, very limited edition skin that Rocky is using. I personally like that skin very well. And we can see both the teams here trying to contest for Baron. They are fighting for Vision. Kaisa out
Nami
right onto
seems
the
to
Nami.
be-
Nami and Ramas get stunned by the
that
Scion.
was a very good page from the side.
That was a very, very good close down onto the Nami by Storm Raiders. Virtuoso. Man, gotta be
They're
careful.
gonna engage on the battle now without any contest. I don't think them boys are gonna do anything about this.
Exactly, it's 4 people doing Baron and Silas is in the mid lane keeping the enemies.
Ramas is coming to face tag. Meanwhile, he's only gonna come to see the Baron being taken away without any contest so far.
And Termi tries to go in with the aggressive engage, but here's the Lucian. Is Termi gonna go down? Silas did not manage to get the kill on Rotty. Rotty comes out alive. The revenge is real for Rotty, guys. The revenge is real.
I think Tommy just went too ham over there. He was like, guys, I got this in the bag, but then with the Lucian coming in, the damage from the Lucian, because Lucian managed to secure 2 towers in the top lane and he had a good old output from there, so he was able to complete his Black Cleaver as well, along with his Blade of the Ruin King, so he has a lot of damage to like just kill the
Exactly.
mid lane
So
away.
now we see Storm Raiders with the Baron buff. They're pushing aggressively in the top lane. Rotty comes in with the engage. Sion stops it. Here comes the Nami wave. Is it going to knock them up? There's a huge fight going out. Jax jumps. Helicopter stuns the Kai'Sa, does not manage to get a kill. They fight for their dear lives. The Jax goes down first. It's a 4v4. Now it's a 4v3. And 2 members are dead on the side of Storm Raiders. 2 members are also dead on the side of them boys. That was very, very hectic. Man, when they come into the team fights,
It was a very
It
good
is.
team fight from the end of the them boys though. They didn't lose much. They like, or 3 of them were alive throughout the team fight, except the Nami going down before the fight even started. So that was really good trade-off from them boys. If they keep trading in like that, maybe they have a chance to come back in the game.
exactly, now they've managed to stall out the Baron buff, having killed 2 of Storm Raiders members. Now they can defend their bot inhibitor because the super minions are coming in. This has definitely given a lot of time for for them boys to breathe and try to, recollect themselves, and hopefully League is at the point where you have one good team fight and the game could be yours.
It's not going to be easy to take Storm Raiders down in one go. But that was a really good engage on the top side when Jax tried to flash in and got the Kai'Sa out, but Kai'Sa just backed off. It is disengaged from the Braum and Kai'Sa, but she ended up going down as well. That was really good. The punish from Roti is coming out really good. He's doing a lot of damage in the team fights as well as the Lucian is kiting very well. So you can see a lot of plays going down from the ADC and the jungler over here on the side of them boys.
Yes, Rocky is most definitely getting his revenge from 0-3 to 4 kills and 3 assists. He has managed to try to bring his team back up with full kill participation. Storm Raiders now closes down onto the top tower of them boys. They take the tower, the inhibitor tower, now they take the inhibitor, still using what's left of the Baron. Rocky goes in for the engage on the Olaf. Olaf pots his ulti to be free. Them boys is trying to look for an engage but do not manage.
Yeah,
Get that
Storm Raiders
engage off.
just doesn't take the fight. They just want the inhibitor and they just back off. They just want to push mid. They're really playing the macro game right now. Just take the towers and hibs and just split push and do everything. Let the minions do the work and we'll take the mid lane without any contest as well.
Exactly, 2 inhibitors down for them boys. This does not look right for them. Storm Raiders not wasting any time, just using what's left of that Baron buff. Here comes the ulti from the Scion right onto the Nami. And also the whole team engages. The Redemption gets popped. Storm Raiders looks healthy. They are slaughtering them boys. The Vladimir gets caught. He does not make it out alive. Here comes the culling and the flash out of the Lucian. He tries to get the kill, but Kai'Sa outs in for the finish. Not an ace yet. Jax has lived. I think that's
Kai'Sa
game for
managed to
Storm
get the
Raiders.
quadra kill.
Kai'Sa got a quadra kill. That's a quadra kill for Crixus.
I think they're trying to get the Kai'Sa pentakill. The whole team is like, okay, let the catch the Jax and get the quadra, the penta.
This was such a hectic game. Is Jax going to take Silas? And yes, he does.
Kai'Sa does manage to get a delayed pentakill.
A delayed pentakill. But I would say GG, well played to both teams. Congratulations, Storm Raiders, for winning the first match of the best of 3.
I got to see what I came for. I'm really happy to see Storm Raiders playing this aggressive.
Exactly. We wanted the aggressive game. We got the aggressive game. So you guys were just watching the South Asia Champions Cup, sponsored by Esports, Global Esports Pantheon, a great esports platform. Check them out if you're, all things to do with esports. And right now we see the damage charts and the end screen for the match of Storm Raiders versus them boys. What do you see?
Danny had a clean game. That's really smart. That's really sweet as well. He didn't die anything and he had 12 assists. That was really good. Kai'Sa did very well, of course. Rishi only died twice. That's magic, guys. Usually
wow,
we see
throwing
dying
shade.
a lot.
Okay, it looks like Kai'Sa did an extremely large amount of damage in the game. And Storm Raiders overall, I didn't expect them boys to be actually dishing out that much damage onto Storm Raiders, but it's a GGWP. Storm Raiders played that pretty clean, pretty well, and that was extremely exciting to watch. I'm still shocked at how clean the rotations were coming from Storm Raiders.
Yeah, that was a really good game. So meanwhile, we'll start the next round. Hang in, guys. We'll be back soon.
Yes, we will see you in the next match of the best of 3. Till then, be good, drink lots of water, stay fresh. All right. Hi, everyone. We are back, and this is the South Asia Champions Cup, sponsored by Global Esports Pantheon, a great esports platform. So you guys should, check it out. And I am Apollonia from Galaxy India, and today with me, I also have
Potato. Oh. Hey guys,
Potato.
this is Potato Monster. Totally not my first time casting a game.
All right. So now we're in the Champion Select, and we see a Nautilus band and a Thresh band.
It's kind of interesting. We have two hookers taken off the table right away. So Blitzcrank is still up if people want to go that route.
They're thinking, not gonna get hooked today, not gonna lose again because I got hooked. My teammates not gonna die because they get hooked. No hooks for us today. Because on the left side we have them boys now, and on the right side we have Storm Raiders. So what do you think? Now is a Galio and Kane pick from both sides. Why is there a persistent Galio ban?
I don't know. I've not really seen this team play a lot. Maybe they really hate playing against Galio. Galio does apply a lot of map pressure with that ultimate of his, and even after the
Yeah.
nerfs to his defensive aspect, it is still quite strong in the amount of global pressure it applies.
Yeah, exactly. The globals. We see the Kane and Brom ban from the side of Storm Raiders. I think generally I think they're actually taking the Kane away from Rotti in them boys, because I know Rotti is a Kane main. Like I've seen his Kane, it's pretty good. So they don't want him on that comfort. And they're probably going to try and bully him out of the jungle like what they did in the first game.
And I think Kane is a pretty strong pick right now, especially after the buffs to Shadow Assassin. Both build paths are quite viable at this moment, and Shadow Assassin does put out quite a bit of damage.
Yes, I've seen the Shadow Assassin just pop a target instantly. And we're going to move on to the picks right now that's happening. We have Morgana as a first blind pick. I think that's actually relatively all right, because Morgana is the type of champion that you can blind pick into.
Yeah, Morgana is quite versatile. I do like the Civi pick into the Morgana. Denies a lot of the aggression that Morgana has
Exactly.
with the Dark Binding.
Yeah, so that's a very smart play on Storm Raider's side with that severe ban. Looks like they're going to abuse the Silas again. Silas, as we know, Silas is great. You know, you can steal a variety of ultimates. He has good damage right now with that empowered auto after every spell. Silas just works extremely well for Storm Raiders, having seen it in the first game earlier, and we can see that they want to pull that off again now in this second game.
Yeah, that's true. Silas is pretty strong right now, and we already have two very powerful ults on the opponent team that he can make use of, the Morgana ult and the Javan ult. Even
Yes.
the Kaisa ult is something that can be utilized really well by Silas.
Yes, and we see the Javan for the jungle pick by them boys and the Kaisa. We know that Kaisa, if you see Lucian is not on the map, Kaisa's another very strong pick. So it's going to be a Kaisa against a Severe. We are not sure what the bottom lane is going to be for Storm Raiders, but it looks like they're going to that comfort with that Scion. They might put that Scion onto Bishi in the top lane.
Yeah, and this probably means that the Silas is going mid. I'm not aware if Incarnation likes to play Silas in the jungle or not, but that is something that some people like to do.
I'm pretty sure maybe the Scion would go to B, and they haven't actually picked out the jungler, and the support for the side of Storm Raiders hasn't been picked out. We can see the top laner there, and I'm kind of puzzled as to why them boys have decided to ban Urgot, since you can see that the Scion is top. Maybe they don't want to take their chances. Maybe Scion is the support.
Maybe, but I really hope that this is some sort of miscommunication. The nerfs to his shout, his poke damage isn't what it used to be, and we do see Rakan hover, so that Scion is definitely going top.
Yeah, so I think that Urgot ban on the side of them boys is a little bit sketchy. But looking at the second ban phase for Stormraiders, there's the Trundle ban again because, apparently Noob top laner from them boys is a very good Trundle. And that Xerath ban also probably targeted to Secret.
And then Trundle is really good because Sion is a tank up top, and Sion has a lot of HP, so Trundle can just steal that for himself if they leave it open.
Yes, and we see a Tahm Kench for the support side of Stormraiders. Tahm Kench. I didn't expect to see Tahm Kench and Shen in the top lane for them boys. So maybe they want to. One problem that them boys had in the previous game was that they struggled with the early game follow-ups. They got ganked by roaming lanes, and it was just not a very good early game for them to show their, true skill. So I think right now they are opting for something that's a bit more strong in the early game because they did have a scaling comp before with the Vladimir and the Jax. And you also see the Cassiopeia coming out. I think overall this is a much better team comp for them boys.
Yeah, especially with the Shen post level 6, they be in a very good position to answer to any cross map aggression. But Raiders can definitely answer that with Pumpkin that they have. They can do much to the civil in this back lane with this and the Pumpkin Shivar being on their side.
Yes, so we can see, like you mentioned, Tahm Kench can also help with the whole global, the Silver ulti will give them lots of utility in team fights because of the movement speed. Sion has a very long-ranged ultimate, helps with the ganking. Sejuani has also very good amount of CC. Something that I would like to take note and tell everyone that what I feel about team compositions is that you need a good mix of ranged and melee champions. So looking at the side of Storm Raiders, they have 4 melees and 1 ranged. I hope that does not bite them too hard if they do come in for a full engage. And then boys would use the Cassiopeia ulti, the Morgana ulti, and the Javan cage to stop them from that full-on engage since there's 4 of them that are melee.
And that is quite true. And with the Kaisa and the Cassiopeia being on the side of them boys, they definitely have the DPS to take down the front line that Storm Raider is going to put against them.
Yes, most definitely. Are you familiar with? I just wanted to ask you off topic. Are you familiar with any of these individual players from them boys or Storm Raiders?
Storm Raiders, I know everyone other than Incarnation, and on them boys, I know Sacred.
Right. I was very shocked that Incarnation has proved himself to be, you know, he was someone that was very prominent in the scene when he was playing very regularly. He came back much recently, and I think that he put off a spectacular first game with his Olaf, and now he's using Sejuani, which is also a very strong pick in the jungle. I like Sejuani personally, my favorite. Um, I know a couple of these guys had played customs with them, so the fight between them boys and Storm Raiders, I feel that them boys had a previous comp error, but right now I think it's going to be a much closer fight, and I hope it gets aggressive as well.
Yeah, I think this could be a very close game depending on how both teams play it out.
Yes, the Cassiopeia pick, I'm pretty excited because the last I remember, Cassiopeia didn't really pack a punch. Especially now that this Cassiopeia is going to be against Silas, she will have the upper hand, so Termi might suffer a little bit against Sacred, just like in the first game when Sacred was playing Vladimir.
Yeah, especially in the early games, Cassiopeia brings a lot of damage to the table, and Silas really tanked through it. So we could see Silas giving up wave pressure in the early game to the Cassiopeia.
Yeah, and I hope to see Tahm Kench, which will be played by Danny from Storm Raiders, to really utilize that ultimate and move across the map with the Sejuani. It's going to be a very good. They're going to have a very good set of abilities to pull off a gang with all their CC that they have. Morgana has to make sure that her shields are right there when we need it so that her Kai'Sa does not fall victim to Stormraiders or even the Cassiopeia.
Yes, the Storm Raider side does have a lot of CC, and Kaisa being hit by any of it means that she probably gets hit by all of it.
All right, so now we are moving from the spectator delay into the game. We're now in the loading screen. This is the South Asia Champions Cup that you all are watching, sponsored by Global Esports Pantheon, a great esports platform. Check them out on their social media. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, and you can get more from me and the Potato Master. So, moving on. I wanted to point out the Shen ultimate. So the Shen ultimate can be something that, you know, stops teams from pushing for an objective. Shen's ultimate coming into the fight much later can also turn the tides of the fight. And most definitely Storm Raiders would have to keep a timer on Shen's ultimate whenever it is down to make sure that they can make the right ganks and calls to attain more map pressure.
Yes, and Shen with his ultimate is definitely going to be an issue in this game. And I can definitely see Storm Raiders having to respect that. Although they do have the Tamkench ultimate, although it isn't global, they do have it is a pretty strong ultimate that can be used as an answer to the Shen ultimate.
Hopefully they play this out well, and it will be a very exciting match to watch. So right now we are having a few issues with the connectivity of the players. This usually happens if any of you are outside of South Asia. We play in the Singapore and Malaysia server, and sometimes, you know, the ping gets in our way, but not to worry. Once it comes back, it's definitely a match worth to watch.
In true Singapore server tradition, we always start our matches with a pause.
Does this actually happen a lot across the South Asia matches?
Yeah, it is pretty common. Somebody or the else is always having an issue on the loading screen, you know, and like BRB reconnect.
Right. I actually did face that issue like a little bit during the tournament when I joined with my team, but it wasn't as frequent. We had some matches yesterday, and there was a pause that was actually up to about 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, when I played my first match, we actually paused the game for 25 minutes, and that was not even combined time. It was all for the other team.
Right. Okay, so now it has resumed. We are going back into it. You see both teams now charging up, running straight into their positions. No time to waste. And we can see Storm Raiders dispersing themselves, probably to guard entrances, while them boys
It
are
looks
gathering
like
for
them.
an invade.
Yeah, them boys going for an invade, trying to sneak around, but they have been spotted out by the Civil, so probably nothing much to gain here.
I love looking at the different skins. Popstar, Kaisa, and you see that the Luna Morgana?
Lunar Wraith Morgana, yeah, definitely wonderful skills, and we should definitely call out Sacred here for not having a skin. I mean, what the hell, man? Everyone on your team has a skin. What are you doing?
No Silas skin. Why they spoil? Well, the Tamkench sure doesn't have a skin as well. Well, we're not here to check who has skins or not, but you know, we appreciate them.
You know what they say, the team with more skins usually wins.
I like to think that, you know, it gives us plus 10 ability points and AD.
Yeah, there's some of those skins really have sweet passives, like sunglasses makes skins with sunglasses used to make you take 10 less damage from, no, one less damage from Leona's spells, which is really weird.
So we see Sion charging up Q onto the Shen, gets a bit of harass off, and Roti, along with his bot lane, engages onto the Severe.
Ooh, this is really bad. First blood going to the side of them boys.
Crixus did not see that coming. He did not see that coming. He didn't burn flesh, didn't burn heal. He was just accepting his fate of giving first blood to them boys.
That was a bit questionable because you know that the enemy team has a Morgana Kaisa fairly strong at level 1, so
Yeah.
and with your Tomcat support, I think it would have been a better idea to just you go around, take the safer path.
Yeah, you know, there's no room for errors because both teams, they have displayed that they will capitalize at every mistake that you make. They are not here to play. It is the South Asia Champions Cup, and they want to qualify to the league stage tournament.
This is quite interesting in the mid lane. Cassiopeia has already run out of mana. Does have that corrupting potion, but still she's basically at 0 mana, and he really hasn't done a lot of work on the HP bar of that silence. Ooh, really bad trade for the Cassiopeia, and considering that she has no mana, I think it's best for her to just cut her losses and recall here.
Exactly. I don't think it's a very good start for Sacred here, but hopefully, you know, he holds up. He's not running teleport. In fact, Sacred on Cassiopeia is running cleanse. So what do you think that cleanse is for against Stormraiders?
I mean, looking at the jungle mid synergy, we have Silas and a Sejuani, so Cassiopeia being as immobile as she is, you get hit by the Silas stun or the Sejuani ult, and you're probably not going to be able to do anything for a very long time.
Yes, exactly. I think it's a good choice for that cleanse. Hopefully we can see it in action. And right now, there is a gank. Roti is ganking Noob top laner. Is he going to get a bit of harass off on Bishi? And now into the mid lane, Termi still harassing Sacred. Roti putting in a bit of a punch, trying to drive Bishi out of his lane to give Noob top laner a little bit
That's
more
quite a bit
space.
of damage that Bishi took like that. He should be able to return. Ooh.
Oh, and that's a save.
Well played by Stormraiders using the Tomcat Devour to save the Sejuani from over the wall.
Exactly. Very, very well played. Good escape by Incarnation there. And also very good harass from Fireball and Virtuoso from them boys. This is definitely a lot more aggressive than I pictured. First Blood is already gone, and looking at the dragon, it is going to be an Ocean Dragon. I feel that Ocean Dragons are very useful for an extra long laning phase, and on the top lane, they engage onto the Scion, but is that a good choice or a waste of time?
Scion still has his teleport up, so even if they kill him here, he still should be able to return back to the lane. To be honest, the Shen and Javan combined do not have that much damage this early on in the game. But Bishi managed to evade the camera. It would still be pretty bad for him, but assuming he did die, he would still be able to catch this wave.
I'm hoping.
Oh wait, he did use teleport to return back to lane. So yeah, exactly. If he did die to that gank, that would put him really far behind, because this is a really big wave.
Exactly, and I hope to see a little bit of damage on the Shen, just so that, you know, there's a bit more of a punch there in top lane.
Yeah, hopefully Bishi is able to gain priority in this lane up top to prevent the Shen from roaming freely with his ultimate.
Yes, and we see top lane is extremely aggressive, constantly going in with the trades, and Bishi charges up the Q, gets a huge chunk of health out of Shen.
Both top laners falling quite low here, and Shen might have to go back to base here because Sejuani is lurking around. He is going to get spotted on the ward there in the tri-brush, so Shen gets away scot-free for now.
Yeah, and we see a gank happening from them boys. Roti comes in as J4 EQs up Crixus flashes to safety, and Danny on the Tamkench with the nom nom nom.
That is the flash down on Civet though, so Roti could look to pay that lane a visit again. But to be honest, it's a very hard lane to gank. Although taking the flash out of the equation does increases the odds of success there with Devour, Spell Sheet and all those defensive. Oh, really nice play by Termi, cutting off
the full combo
Roti in the jungle.
The full combo right onto Roti.
This is the classic Silas feels bad moment when Silas steals your ultimate and gets to make use out of it before you do.
Exactly, which makes him such a good pick, and Storm Raiders really abusing that Silas pick.
Yeah, he has a lot of really good ultimates to make use of here. The Shen ultimate, the Casio ultimate, the Morgana ultimate, the Jarvan ultimate, all extremely strong ultimates.
Exactly. So, them boys, what they have picked has definitely they're going to use that to stop the full-on engage from Storm Raiders, but that Silas pick can definitely change the tides of the game depending on what he decides to steal from them. And looking at the summoners, Tamkan seems to have got exhaust instead of the ignite. And why is that? Why the exhaust instead of the ignite?
I honestly think that with the Civil Tomkins lane, you do not really have a lot of kill pressure onto the Morgana Civil because Morgana can stop the CC coming out from the Tom Kench. And Kaisa being fairly mobile
And
on
we
her
see,
own.
yeah, we see
Oh,
the two junglers bumping in the mid lane, and Roti gets a teleport
this is
from
the
his top
first
laner
use.
vision.
The first use of the Shen ultimate in this game, and it seems to be backfiring. And Tommy, again, making use of the Jarvan ultimate to catch someone out. Looks like Shen's going to be taken down here. Kill goes to Tommy, and that Silas is 3-0, 8 minutes into the game. That's a very fed Silas.
Yeah, 300 gold shut down on Silas hit. He is now going to be the most wanted by them boys. And the Shen, like you said, definitely the ultimate wasn't the best. It was a backfire because it was a 2v situation. If it, the Cassiopeia seems to be suffering a little bit in the mid lane, not able to provide that quick follow-up that them boys most definitely needs.
It's definitely a mistake because Cassiopeia was being pushed in by the Silas, so definitely Silas would reach the fight faster than the Cassiopeia, but I think they hope to quickly burst down someone there and get away.
Yeah, it didn't work out much in them boys' favor, but right now it is very close. Them boys has 2 kills and Storm Raiders with 3. There's a gap of about almost 1k gold difference. Definitely much better than the first game. Remember guys, this is a best of 3. If them boys wins this, they have a chance to still fight to carry on into the league stage of the tournament.
Some ward clearing action up top.
Ward clearing action. And Virtuoso just taking out that vision ward, getting paid, making sure that that vision control is in his team's favor.
We do see the Jarvan sneaking into the brush here in the bot lane. Let's see if he's able to make something happen here. He's just going to recall back to base. Nothing to be gained there.
Yeah, so right now teams are sitting down, probably take a cup of tea. Them boys should know that Sejuani is moving down to the bottom along with Silas. Extremely great timing, but Silas seems to be recalling. I think that's a no because them boys managed to back away fast enough. They need this kind of communication.
Yeah, they seem to have sniffed out the gank early, but the wave is on the side of Storm Raiders in this bot lane. Kaisa does lose a few CS for that, but overall doing quite well.
Yeah, the CS difference is not much, maybe just a little bit between the mid lane, actually, which is 1 wave. Top lane also 1.5 waves down. But it's still early, hard to tell. The goal difference is less than 1k. They still looking at the items, it's all relatively balanced, except that Storm Raiders actually has a lot more damage on their side due to the Silas already completing Proto Belt.
And now we see Sejuani moving down to this bot lane for a gank. Misses the ultimate. Zonya's Arglass being popped up by Morgana. The Shen ultimate coming down. Silas is here as well. Makes use of the Cassiopeia ultimate again. Sejuani being dropped quite low. Is she going to go down? And Kaisa picks herself up a kill. Cassiopeia is here as well.
It's a 3v3, 2 lives lost on both sides. Here comes the
Excellent
Javan
ultimate
ulti.
by Javan, locking up the Silas right outside the turret, but he pays for it with his life.
Still a 2v2, Rocky is low.
Roti is really low here. And she's running out of mana here. Oh, that's a lot of damage.
And that
And
is the
Crixus
kill.
goes down to Cassiopeia, 2-0 right now. Fairly interesting use of the cleanse there to get rid of the slow. And a double kill for Stormraiders. I think the Stormraiders definitely came out on top in that fight.
Yes, that was so hectic. And now the 300 goal shutdown is on the head of Bishi from Stormraiders. He seems to be starting the Ocean Dragon right now along with Danny. I think this is a very smart move considering that all lanes have all 5 plates up except for Noob top laner who has 4. And this dragon is definitely going to help them a lot now that they're, recollecting themselves and getting back into lane.
Fairly interesting. Bishi having fun recalling right on top of the pink ward over there.
Is that classified PM or nah? Just a recall.
Nah, he knows Danny will get it. He's just letting his support have some of that sweet gold.
Such a generous top laner.
Yeah, good guy Bishi.
Alright, and all the ultimates were popped in the last fight. Some has already come up. And it looks like Danny is looking for an opening maybe to use the ultimate with Sejuani, no?
Joanie does pick up the blue buff for herself.
Yeah, Flash is both burnt for them boys, so I think it would have been a smart choice for Sejuani to move down. But instead we see Javan down here with his bot lane.
Definitely a lull after all the action we had down in the bot lane.
More action in the top lane as well. And it seems that Sion is very much stronger than Shen.
Yeah, those extra items definitely having an effect on this matchup. Shen not really able to trade into the Sion very well at this point. Morgana does manage to land a binding, but there's not much follow-up to be had. Ooh. Kaisa takes a lot of damage here. Jarvan is going to be here to save them in case it's needed, but Stormraiders don't decide not to push on. We do see a 3-man dive here in the top lane.
I don't think
Shen
he's gonna
gets taken down.
Oh, I don't think
And that is going to be first turret for Stormraiders.
Alright, and we can definitely see that Stormraiders has 9 kills, Them Boys has 6. There's a 3k gold difference right now. And Them Boys just... definitely a much better start for Them Boys, but they gotta try to keep up with the pace. Because Stormraiders right now has the game in control.
Oh, we see Stormraiders pushing in here, trying to clear out some vision. The Silas gets caught in the Javan and flashes out. 4 people here, turning on the Morgana, taking her down. Is Silas going to get away here? Kaisa follows with her ult. Doesn't manage to take him down. Ooh, Sivir. That's a lot of damage coming out from the Cassiopeia. Another kill for the Cassiopeia.
That is perfect. Just as we were talking about how Them Boys has to, pick up the pace and try to regain that control, they get 2 kills. No, was it 3 kills?
Yeah, 3 kills in the bot lane. Definitely not worth the pink ward, I have to say. And it looks like they're going to try to get some more here.
And
Another shutdown for the Cassiopeia. 5-1.
How quickly the tides have changed. The Rift Herald was dropped. The second tower down for them boys, but they most definitely have got their momentum back. Look at the goal difference; it's almost the same, just a few hundreds away. I think them boys might actually have a good chance at coming back, and Storm Raiders have to step up their game.
Yeah, Crixus definitely mispositioning quite a bit in these fights, getting caught out by the Cassiopeia again and again.
Yes, and we can't afford to have I feel that Crixus cannot afford to fall behind too far, because Severe is pretty much like a right-click champion. Needs those items to make sure that her auto attacks are gonna hit hard and do the damage and finishing off the kills in the team fights.
Crixus really needs to focus on his 500 CS severe win condition.
Yeah, and looking at the fact that there's two tanks on the side of Storm Raiders, both Sion and Sejuani, they definitely need more damage. Because Termi is going to be jumping in. I'm not sure if he's going to make it out alive in team fights.
Yeah, definitely. Crixus is going to be the main source of damage in these team fights. But we do see a fight breaking out in the bot lane here. Bishi diving the turret, but doesn't manage to connect his ult with anyone at all. Shen diving in as well. Ultimate being cleansed by Cassiopeia. Are they going to re-engage this fight? So far, no casualties on either side. Quite a few members being dropped quite low on the side of them boys.
And that was a beautiful cleanse by the Cassiopeia when the Sejuani stunned her, and she came out of that quick and fast. So no one is dead, but it is a 5v5 Aram bot lane happening right now.
And that Cassiopeia is definitely a huge threat on the side of Bishi, getting caught out by the Javan here. Termi using the Javan ult to lock down two members on the side of them boys, but dies in the attempt to dive. Cassiopeia escaping with a sliver of health there. Them boys find themselves another kill in the bot lane.
Exactly, them boys is picking up the pace. Now they have overtaken Storm Raiders in gold lead, and that's just great. This was what I wanted to see.
And Tamkin's getting caught out here, but I don't think anything's going to come out of this.
This is exactly what I wanted to see from them boys. They definitely have the potential to go head to head with Storm Raiders. They have to learn to pick their battles right. There is the Ocean Dragon up. Are they going to take it? Ocean Dragon is not that important right now in this phase of the game.
Not really the best comms to have an Ocean Dragon on, to be honest. Where we really want to see Ocean Dragons is like the early laning phase where the sustain is really useful, or in siege comps.
Exactly. Yeah, the only times where I feel that Ocean Dragon, is really worth it is when you've managed to secure two and you have a heavy split pushing lane, and that split pusher can go back and forth into fights and just healing, pushing the waves. That's when I see that Ocean Dragon is worth it. Other than that, it pretty much, I feel that maybe Riot has to buff the Ocean Dragon, because I'm honestly not seeing enough of fight against it, like when Infernal is up or Mountain is up or even Air when it's up.
Yeah, definitely Ocean Dragon would probably be my pick for the the most underwhelming dragon out of the four. Storm Raiders getting themselves another Ocean Dragon, definitely feeling great about that, aren't they?
Yeah, this could definitely help them out in this circumstance. Like, Bishi would use a lot of mana.
Bishi getting caught out here. Morgana ultimate comes out. I don't really see why they would do that. They're not going to be able to kill that Sion without the help of Cassiopeia or Kaisa.
Exactly. So that was not a very good move there by Virtuoso, but hopefully he makes better decisions as the game progresses, because having that ultimate down could be detrimental for his team.
Another fight breaking out in the bot lane here. Sion losing quite a bit of his HP. Javan ultimate coming out. Shen diving in on the Sivir. Now this is a proper clown here. The Sivir bounce is doing so much damage there.
Right, and I felt that wasn't played as clean as it could be. Them boys lost two of their members, and Storm Raiders lost one. We see the Cassiopeia here going in very aggressively.
Another and the shutdown on Cassiopeia going to the Civ. That is definitely not the person you would want to give that shutdown to.
Exactly. So them boys just made a very bad mistake of going in instead of like, you know, resetting. Now only the Shen noob top laner is alive. I would suggest that he just backs off and give this tower because there's nothing much that they can do. I also like to point out that just now in that fight, I don't think Kaisa had the best positioning in that fight, causing her to die very early
Yeah,
there.
Kaisa did fairly early.
Yeah, so right now the gold is on the head of Severe. She's managed to pick back up. She can get those items and now be, you know, the damage dealer for... And Silas is most definitely also still very much a threat.
We see 2 items coming out for Civ here. Definitely going to deal a lot of damage in these fights. And if them boys continue to take fights in the jungle, it's likely that they're going to be ruined by these bounces.
Yes, and now the dragon is down, and the third dragon will actually surprisingly be another ocean. So... Oh,
Stormraiders probably regretting the fact that they didn't pick a Coke comp here. Cyan getting caught up in the bot lane here. He is going to get away at absolutely no cost at all. Javan losing his ultimate in that.
Exactly, and looking at the CS differences amongst all lanes, I would say it's pretty much similar, but looks like Shen is going to get caught, but he is not. He's actually safe thanks to the dash from his taunt. Baron is up. We can see Stormraiders definitely gravitating more towards the top side of the map with Ishi as Sion, you know, probably juggling in between mid and bottom. They definitely want to go for this early Baron here now at about almost 24 minutes. I hope that, you know, one of the teams try to get this Baron objective very quick to like spark more aggression and, you know, just more organized macro play.
I've kind of... give me a second, I've disconnected here. Okay, I'm back.
Sorry guys, sometimes we have ping issues, but you know, we're going to bring you the best entertainment. Thank you for tuning in. Remember, this is also the South Asia Champions Cup. We are in the knockout stage. It is them boys versus Stormraiders. They are fighting to get into the league stage tournament. This is a best of 3, and now we are in the second match. The first match was won by Stormraiders. Right now, we can see the teams are trying to figure out what their next plan of action is. We see Stormraiders just recalling, and now 2 members. Silas dropping in the stolen Cassiopeia ulti. We hear Sion popping his ult, but are they going to get the red buff? No, they are not. Them boys manages to keep the red buff for themselves. Morgana takes a bit of a hit right there. And are they taking this fight? Is them boys going to take this fight? No, they are backing off. So guys, I would like to hear what you guys think about what's happening in the game. Do let us know who you're supporting, and how do you feel about the South Asia Champions Cup? Just write your views, how you feel and everything, and we'll do our best to respond to them. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, this tournament was sponsored by Global Esports Pantheon. Do check them out if you love esports. And there goes the third Ocean Dragon to Stormraiders. So that's going to give them a lot of, you know, pushing power. Someone like Sion that has to split because he still has TP. Sion can split, can use up all his mana and everything. Just wait for a bit, and the 3 Ocean Dragons will definitely help him be much more healthy in the mana department. Right now, we see Stormraiders moving towards the Baron. Hopefully looking to do this Baron right now, since it is the only objective besides towers up on the map. There may be a fight collapsing here in the mid lane. Bishi trying to circle around, but it looks like Bishi is going to get caught out. He pops the ulti. He does not get caught. And the rest of his teammates are in the mid lane trying to push for that pressure. So this is oh, there's an aggressive attempt to kill the Tahm Kench by Javan 4 going in. Kai'Sa finishing the kill off onto Danny. Fireball is popping off. He gets a huge chunk of Sejuani's health. Shen, the noob top laner, not so noob. He came in, he's in the fight. Now it's all 5 of them pushing up the mid lane. We see Termi trying to get in from the flanks, and Bishi is down at the bot lane just pushing. What are they going to do? Is them boys going to do Baron, or are they going to retreat? That was definitely a successful push for them boys because they managed to get the tower out of it. Now they just have to recollect themselves. Rotty clearing the vision from the Baron. And we see a little bit of a squabble here with Bishi and Noob top laner. Nothing comes out. Javan, Rotty looks like he's about to get caught. He pops flash. Is Sejuani going to get the last stack? And no, he doesn't. Woo! This is hectic. Ooh, Rotty. Ooh. My heart.
Stormraiders starting up the Baron here.
Yeah, they're going for the Baron. Stormraiders is going in for the Baron. Alright, so I see someone has asked who won Game 1. Game 1 was won by Stormraiders, and this is Game 2 of the best of 3. So right now they are doing the Baron, and we see them boys closing in on Stormraiders as they do the Baron. Tahm Kench gets caught in the Morgana binding. Is he going to go down? No, he doesn't go down. Silas secures the Baron. We see a full-on engage. German ulti is popped. Everything is being popped. They're hitting. Kai'Sa gets finished off by the Silas. People are dying left, right, and center. One member left on them boys. Is the Shen going to make it? He flashes out and he's going to use the cone to safety. But Termi seems to be trying to sneak up on an attack. Oh no, what did you do? And that was the juke. Very unfortunate for them boys. Didn't manage to stop the Baron, or they didn't manage to also wipe out the entire Stormraiders to negate the Baron buff. The difference has now increased from 3k to a 5k difference. Them boys need to try and protect their inhibitor towers, or else it's going to be GG for them. Now all of Stormraiders is resetting, and hopefully there is a shine of light and a chance for them boys. But Stormraiders up to now have played an amazing game. Very fast follow-ups. They go for objectives, securing 3 ocean drakes, and the 4th one is going to be an air drake, cloud drake coming in. Now we can see all of them slowly gathering up. The pings are happening. They are trying to figure out their next plan of action. Woo! That was most definitely exciting. So we got Virtuoso here clearing out the wards, and I just want to point this out for all of you. Virtuoso on the side of them boys has a 61 vision score. That means you know he's been doing work with his vision, as compared to Danny from the Storm Raiders. Overall, we can see that them boys have a higher vision score. That could also be because, you know, Storm Raiders is constantly in their vicinity, in their jungle. Hence why, but it's good to always keep that vision up. You see 1 vision on Incarnation, you see 2 on Danny. That's very good from Storm Raiders. And here comes the full-on engage on to Bishi. 4 members onto the huge juggernaut. Is Bishi going to go down? He flashes out trying to be safe. He hits a Q, gets binded by Morgana, and DW Fireball gets the kill on Bishi. While Shen managed to do a healthy push in top, Bishi's team did not let him down. They are going for the mid inhibitor, utilizing that Baron buff, and here comes all of them boys. Rotty comes in with the aggressive engage, but then he uses the wall. A good cleanse from Cassiopeia. Termi tries to engage. He gets ulti on. Termi is popping off. 600 gold for Termi. More gold for Termi. That's a triple kill. Another 700 gold for Termi. That was insane.
Oh, looks like I'm back in just in time to see Storm Raiders end the game, is it?
Yes. That was hectic, Potato Monster. That was hectic. And right now, we see Noob top laner fighting for his team's life. But Kai'Sa is going to auto him to death. And that will be an ace. 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 Them boys did not manage to make it in the second game. But GG, well played to both teams. Congratulations, Storm Raiders, for making it to the league stage tournament.
Fairly close game with a lot of back and forth, but some of those team fights just did
Yes.
not go in the favor of them boys.
That was an exciting game. Exciting game. All right, everybody. So now we are going to look at the damage charts. So we see it's a 23-17 game. I personally think that them boys did a much better job here in the second game. You know, usually second games would be a stomping. The weaker team would get absolutely stomped on even more. But no, them boys took the information that they had from Storm Raiders in the first game and definitely played a much better and well translated second game.
Definitely a very good showing here. Kaisa managing to top the damage charts here.
Yes. Kaisa managed to do a lot of damage. You see, it was definitely very close. But Termi, I would say, probably would be the MVP of today's matches here, Them Boys versus Storm Raiders. He has consistently provided very good, lane pressure, solo kills, rotations, and everything. And he most definitely may be one of the key reasons as to why they won this with that much damage following up the Severe.
Yeah, Tommy definitely having a huge impact this game, completely demolishing them boys in the early game, going 3-0 within 8 minutes. Getting his team ahead in all of those fights around the river and the mid.
Exactly. So that was a very exciting game. Thank you everyone for watching. Remember, this is the South Asia Champions Cup, sponsored by Global Esports Pantheon. Check them out if you love all things esports. And we're going to sign out now. So it's been real fun. We'll see you guys again next weekend. I'm Apollonia from Galaxy India. You can check us out. And with me is...
Potato Monster. Hardstuck platform.
Don't worry about that. All right. Thank you all for watching. And I hope you guys have a great week ahead. See you guys next week.